Hello everyone and welcome to Second Chance MTG. I am Bethany here with my good friend Eric, and we are going to be commentating to you this sealed Amonket finals matchup. Yesterday we played a couple of games of this Amonket sealed cube, and both of our winners are going to be facing off in the final showdown this evening. Eric, do you have any insights into this matchup?
Well, we're going to definitely see what goes on here. We have Daniel playing Bant, and then we have Charlie playing black-white. White seemingly incredibly powerful in this set. I feel like Charlie is probably in a better position just because his deck isn't built so thin. Charlie having only 2 colors is definitely going to help out a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I just noticed it looks like on our screen here, yeah, Charlie and Daniel's names are opposite of where the players are actually sitting. Unfortunately, our kind of our lead technical guru is the guy you see playing right now, so I don't know how to fix that for all you folks at home. So we're just going to roll with it, I guess. But that is Dan that you see on your left there under Charlie's name. And Charlie is our friend sitting on the right. So, and
looks like Dan took a mulligan.
Yes, and I think Charlie kept his hand of 7.
Yeah.
And they're getting things started here.
Okay, so far not a whole lot going on. What does we got?
Looks like Charlie's gonna take a look at it himself. It's like a white
Not actually
creature.
sure what creature that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one problem with the sealed cube is it's definitely really hard to make out some of the pictures. Really hard to see what's going on.
Yeah. Looks like each player has 1 white creature out on the board.
Okay, that's the cartouche.
Yes.
Gives it +1/+1 on first strike, and then makes a 1/1 warrior with vigilance.
And that is a 1 mana cost, right?
It is 1 white mana.
Yeah.
The cartouche is definitely, the cartouches are very strong in this set.
Yeah.
That's definitely kind of the big powerhouse of all of the draft decks. It's actually, they're basically spells that are also aura enchantments because they do something when they enter, as well as give a buff and a keyword. That's just a lot of value for usually 1 or 2 mana.
Yeah. And again, like you said, all cartouches are great. I feel like that white one is particularly strong. It looks like Charlie has some creature destruction of some sort, maybe? Yep, and unfortunately Dan's creature and his cartouche are going goodbye. It looks like Charlie just played a cat, I do believe.
Sacred Cat, yeah, it's the 1/1 lifelink embalm for 1.
Yes.
Definitely pretty good. Charlie actually does have the Regal Cat in his deck, so he actually does have a pretty strong presence with the cat where normally it's not the strongest. It's actually much better now.
Like Dan's hunting up a token of some sort.
It's embalm. Okay, so that's what it was the initiate, the 3/2 with vigilance, I think is what that creature was, because that has embalm. And another cartouche. So after Charlie removes the creature, it ends up just coming right back with a whole lot of vigilance.
Yep. And yet another token.
Can't really tell what Charlie's thinking about with his hand down. I think he's contemplating blocks right now, I think. Oh no, it is Charlie's turn. He's playing Liliana's Mastery. Another really strong card here in this set. Definitely does a whole lot on its own. Creates 2/2/2 zombies and gives all zombie +1/+1. So essentially for 5 mana he made 2 3/3 tokens. And then Charlie does have a couple copies of Those Who Serve, and another copy of Lord of the Accursed in his deck here, so definitely creates a really powerful board presence just because of how strong the enchantment is for so little startup cost.
Absolutely. I do see Dan attacking there. He is tapping that guy,
so it's
I'm
not the
sure
guy that I thought it was either.
Yeah. I'll try to get more information for you folks at home at some point on what that creature is, but is it coming in for 2 each time? Charlie's still at 16, so I'm not quite sure. It's like Charlie's gonna tap all out for...
that is one of the trials. That's the white trial. I'm not sure what it's called, but I know that it makes some war. Oh wait, no, that's not a trial. That's his cat. That's the regal cat. Makes 2 cat tokens and gives all of his cats +1/+1. I thought that was the white trial that made a vigilance token. I was mistaken. So now he's got another lord. So now he's got some 3/3 zombies and some 2/2 cats. Definitely very quickly creating a very powerful board with very little actual cards being used to make these boards.
Yeah.
So now it looks like he's swinging for 5 here with a 2/2 lifelink cat and a 3/3 zombie. Dan's probably just going to take all of this. It doesn't seem worth blocking just yet. He's still at a pretty high life total, so blocking doesn't seem necessary.
And it looks like Charlie's life was adjusted back to 18, so...
well, the cat that he was swinging with does have lifelink, so...
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So now he gave this untap it and give it +2/+2 in lifelink, so he is probably going to block the zombie here, yeah. Oh, I'm not actually sure how they both died. Not actually sure.
Yeah, his warrior tokens are just 1/1s, correct?
Yeah, the warrior tokens are 1/1s, and he didn't... Oh, you know what? I know what it is. The creature that he has is the Trueheart Duelist that can block an additional creature each combat. So he blocked both of them with the one creature. That's what he did. So he gave it +2/+2 flying and first strike.
Right.
So it was a 6/6 with first strike and lifelink. Makes a lot more sense now.
Yep, that
Third
was a very
time's the
good card
charm.
for Dan.
Eventually we figure out what that card is.
Yeah.
But Charlie picks up another Sacred Cat, and he still has the Regal Cat in play. So now he can play the Sacred Cat, and nope, he's just gonna play the Return. He's gonna exile the Aftermath card from Dan's graveyard and put a 2/2 zombie in play, which is a 3/3 because of the Liliana's Mastery. And then still has one white open, so you can probably see him embalming the cat or playing the cat that he picked up, one of the two. Looks like he's going to embalm the cat and create an embalmed cat token. That is actually the wrong cat token that he grabbed, but they do the same thing, so it doesn't really matter.
Like he's thinking about something here.
He's probably trying to figure out what the best way to attack with is here. I'm probably going to say the 2 cats and the zombie that can attack this turn is probably what's going to be coming in. Yep.
Yep, looks like you are correct.
Or maybe not.
Looks like he decided to hold off on the zombie, just those 2 lifelink cats in there.
Alright, so looks like Dan's pointing out that his creature can block both of them And so the creature blocked one of the cats and survived, and then took out so it took one cat down, and then he took two. So gains Charlie some more life.
And pass it right back to Charlie there. Is that another Aftermath card Charlie picked up? I can't see.
Yes. So the other Aftermath card that he has is Start to Finish. So he has instant speed 2/1/1 warriors with vigilance for a white and 1, I think. But he's going to play that Lord of the Accursed, making those zombies 4/4s. Charlie's board very quickly getting out of hand here.
Absolutely.
The Trueheart Duelist contests the cat tokens very well, but these zombies are now 4/4s. The Lord of the Accursed itself being a 3/3. Now we have Charlie attacking with both cat tokens and the 2 zombies.
So that'd be a total of 10?
4, 8, 12 total
right.
damage
So those
here.
are 2. So they're coming in for 2.
So he's going to block. So he's got the Initiate and the Warrior blocking a zombie, which should make them trade, I believe. And the other zombie. And then the Trueheart Duelist blocking another one of the cats. And the zombie will die. So Dan's still hanging in there here. The fact that he's at a pretty high life total, both players being above 20 life here, is very good.
And
looks
another
like
Sacred Cat.
there's Charlie playing the Sacred Cat that he picked up last turn. And Dan going to his turn. Not sure what the card he just picked up is. Probably
Like
not
green,
anything. He does have a green card in his hand. I'm not sure what it is, but the card that he played is Anointer Priest, I think.
I think you might be right. Paid 1 white and 1 green.
Looks like Dan, still a little off color, can't seem to find one of his islands, which is funny because green is actually his splashed color, and he has both of the only 2 green forests that he plays, where he plays much more island and plains.
Which I think is unfortunate for him. As we saw yesterday, Charlie's deck performed pretty strongly. And if Dan's off color, I don't think that will bode well for him.
You know, with
Although
what
he's hanging
Charlie's
in
doing, with what Charlie's got going on right now, I don't even know that being on color is really going to help. It's pretty much taking everything that Dan has just to stay alive and still take a little bit of damage every turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely putting up quite well for just the sheer power that's going on right now. So here's Charlie swinging in with the Lord of the Accursed, the zombie, and both cats, and the Blighted Bat. Is that what that is? It looks like
it
bat?
could be. Yeah, that looks kind of like that Blighted Bat art. That is the flyer, is that right? 2/2?
Yes, it is a 2/1 flyer
2/1.
with Death Touch, I think.
Yes. Yep.
I'm not sure. I know it has Death Touch. I'm not sure what its toughness is, but I know its power is 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is a zombie, though, so it is actually buffed by the Lord of the Accursed and the Liliana's Mastery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that pause here. I believe we are back online now for you. Although I'm not sure what happened.
The frame is a little
yeah.
kind of in the way here. Not actually sure what happened there. The program crashed, and it looks like the.
Okay.
All right, we'll just try using the player cam
using
here.
A player view, yeah, so that'll give us a better board view. I believe it is Dan's turn.
Yeah. I know what we missed was we had Dan removing one of Charlie's creatures with the split card. I'm not sure what it was, but
is that white green split card? It looks, or no, that might have been that was exiled earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, and he just drew a plains. So very sorry about that, but Charlie went up to 31.
Yeah, these cats have just been pulling in lifelink damage.
Mm-hmm.
Cats definitely.
And those zombies grew. Have been growing a lot, so I think Charlie's last combat went in for some more damage than what we've been seeing up till now. And he's going to grab a couple more tokens.
He's playing start to finish, but playing start gives him the 2/1/1 warriors with vigilance, and go to untap step. Looks like Dan's not going to be able to soak up damage for much longer. Charlie seems to be having the time of his life over here. Making all these tokens, swimming in with all these lords.
Up to 33 life now. Can't be too unhappy when that is your board state and that is your life total, I guess.
Looks like...
like Charlie's going to play that other aftermath on that creature that had the cartouche.
Yeah, exiling his start to finish to finally get rid of that True Heart Duelist. That's what that card is True Heart Duelist, not any of the other cards I said I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, we took a lot of guesses on that one. I think we finally got it.
Finally removed that, and... looks like he has an Honored Hydra in the grave now here. That's going to be pretty good. It is a 6/6 Trampler that he can cast from his graveyard for 5, I believe. Which he does have enough land to do that. That warrior does have vigilance. Dan corrected him. So he's attacking with the bat and with the vigilance warrior, maybe? No, looks like he's staying with a little bit more, though. Swinging with everything, it looks like, or at least mostly everything. Probably not with the Regal Cat, because the Regal Cat has synergy with the Sacred Cat still left in his deck and the Sacred Cat that's on the field. But,
looks like...
so the Vigilance Warrior was blocked, and it looks like the Sacred Cat was double blocked, I think. And it looks like he's actually choosing to try and block the token rather than the Sacred Cat. He doesn't want to block something that's just going to come back. It's going to get embalmed
to exactly, yeah, get rid of that token.
Things that are feeling pretty hopeless for Dan over here. Yeah. He's basically traded his entire board into Charlie's just endless stream, what seems like an endless stream of cat tokens and zombie tokens, and these lords are just still there and racking up damage. Dan's down to 5 now, with Charlie up to 39.
Yeah.
Nothing short of a miracle is going to save Dan Payne here.
I'm afraid not. Looks like he's trying to do something, though, from his graveyard. Oh, embalm. Is it a green creature?
Yes, that is the Honored Hydra. It is a 6/6 Trampler.
Yeah.
Trampling would help a lot more if he was ahead.
Yeah. Fortunately, he's a little behind on the number of creatures out on the board, so...
If only Honored Hydra could also block 2 creatures a turn. That would make it much better, even though even that still wouldn't save him here.
Yeah, I think it is just too little too late for Dan at this point.
We can see if Charlie just turns everything sideways. I believe that puts enough damage on the board.
It's like Charlie's doing the math here.
4, 2 with the Sacred Cat is 6. If he blocks the 3 highest sources of damage. No, it's definitely not lethal if he blocks the 3 highest sources of damage, so he's probably just going to... I'm not sure why he's tapping the Lord of the Accursed. I know he's definitely going to be attacking with that bat. There we go, the bat and the lifelink cat. The bat's definitely going to be the most consistent source of damage, since Dan does not even... I don't even think he plays any flyers. I might have been wrong. This might not have been a bat this entire time. Because it looks like this is being double blocked. So
that black creature there? Yeah.
So it definitely is not Blighted Bat. I was incorrect there. Definitely not sure what it was now. But Dan is now taking some damage from that zombie token, going down to 2. And Charlie playing the 3rd Sacred Cat that he picked up for turn.
Finally got his blue.
Dan finally finds his blue, but it is too little too late. There is not much that would save him here.
With Charlie at 41,
41
life now.
There we got another Unwavering Initiate. Actually, a really strong card just because of its abilities. He's embalming it from the graveyard into the 3/2 with Vigilance. Does trade up with some of Charlie's things here, but it does not matter because Charlie is just going to swing with everything and should connect for lethal with 4 creatures on Dan's side. Yep, there we go. 4 creatures on Dan's side and 6 creatures from Charlie. So 2 creatures will connect. Everything on his board has at least 2 power. This should be the game. And there we go.
Dan is scooping it up. Alright, looks like Charlie took that game 1. And gonna move on to game 2 for you here. So Eric, what do you think what do you think Dan needs to see or have happen for him to get back in and take this game 2, have a better start?
Well, we've seen with Charlie's deck here, Charlie has a whole lot of Lord effects that give his creatures +1/+1. So it looks like what Dan needs to do is start off really aggressively. If he can get Charlie to a low enough life total early, then he should be able to either push through the Lords for lethal or be able to win before the Lords even get drawn. Sadly to say, it does look like Charlie's draft deck here is quite a bit better than Dan's. So unfortunately, it looks like short of rushing Charlie down and winning the game early, it does not look like Dan will be able to outvalue Charlie in a long game.
Unfortunately, that's just the nature of draft. Sometimes you either get it what you get or you don't get
Sometimes
enough.
Somebody's cards are just better. Alright, so we'll see Dan going first again here. We got the Unwavering Initiate, and the Lifelink Angel. He is holding a green card with no green source. And the Unwavering Initiate is 3 mana, but it looks like he has decided to keep it. Not super aggressive, but might just get the job done. Charlie has taken his mulligan. Hoping for a better 6. Alright, so here's Charlie drawing his 6 cards. Looks like he's got that Lord of the Accursed, a couple of swamps, and yep, he's decided to keep that. Sacred Cat on top. Probably going to keep it on top because he is on the draw, so it gives him a turn 1 play. Yep, looks like that's what he's decided to do here, is keep the Sacred Cat on top. And now we'll see Dan with a classic land pass and Charlie with, oh, swamp. Does Charlie not have any plains? He does not, but he does have the Painted Bluff, so he does cycle the black into white. So I guess I was a little mistaken on the Sacred Cat being a turn 1 play. However, he does still get to play it before Dan's Unwavering Initiate. We got the Trial, the Black Trial of Ambition, makes him sacrifice a creature. Fortunately for Dan, this creature does have Embalm, however, that is definitely difficult for him to come back from. He's already at such a huge tempo loss.
Now, does Charlie have any cartouches in his deck? I know we saw a couple from Dan last time.
I know Dan has a couple. I don't think that Charlie has any. If he does, he only has 1. So the odds of this trial getting any additional value, probably not very high. But it's pretty much already definitely saved his cat for another turn. Dan picks up Vizier of the Menagerie. Unfortunately, he does he have a green source? He does not have a green source, so he cannot play the Vizier, which would actually maybe give him enough card advantage that he would actually maybe be able to try and outvalue Dan. Looks like Dan is again cycling the black and the Painted Bluffs to make a white for his second Sacred Cat.
And that is Charlie.
Charlie.
The name is wrong.
Name is wrong. I was correct. Yeah, Charlie, not Dan. Finally picks up his planes. It's been off color for a little bit, having to play things off curve. And destroys another one of Dan's creatures. It looks like this game, how I said that that Dan was going to be able to win this game by aggroing him down and just like picking up tempo, seems to be the exact opposite of what has happened. We have Charlie here with serious tempo coming down, and Dan with not actually a whole lot to do, though he does play the Unwavering Initiate and Balm from his graveyard, and then using the Cartouche in his hand to create a token and give it First Strike. First Strike and Vigilance is definitely a scary combination.
I'm not sure what Charlie picked up there. Looks like he's going to tap 2.
Compulsory Arrest.
Yeah.
Compulsory Arrest, definitely a very strong enchantment here. Kind of like Stasis Snare, though it is Stasis Snare that gives your opponent 2 life, basically. But definitely, it also doesn't have Flash. But in draft, it's pretty good when he has to basically invest his entire last turn into making a good Unwavering Initiate and then in response he just uses one card to very cleanly answer 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the rate Charlie's gaining life here, I don't think he's too worried about giving Dan 2. He's already got Dan down to 7, so... Can't see what that black card is.
That is the same black card that I thought was Blighted Bat, and I'm not actually sure what it is. So I apologize for you people at home. I'm a little inadequate here with knowing what this card is. So he plays that the Flying Vigilance Lifelink Angel. It does fly, so maybe buys him a few turns. Because he can kind of like gain some uncontested life.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any flying from Charlie. So this could be a good advantage. Looks like...
he's going to go ahead and play Painful Lessons, targeting himself, drawing 2 cards and losing 2 life, taking him down to 25. 2 life feels like a lot less of an investment when you're well over 20 life. And then playing the Scorched Desert. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it is the desert that deals 1 damage to a player on entry. Alright, swinging in with the 2 Sacred Cats. One of them gets blocked, the other one does connect for 1 damage with lifelink. Bringing Dan down to 6, Charlie back up to 27 because the other one did do a damage to the Angel. So yeah, Dan picking up... I'm not actually sure what he picked up. It is coming down.
So it looks like a white 2-drop.
It looks like Charlie's not 100% sure what it is either. And then he
put a cartouche on
puts
there.
Another cartouche on it. He is holding the green cartouche, which actually could help him fight the board back a little bit, because the green cartouche does make it fight.
Yes.
And then give trample, so that would actually give him quite a comeback. He does here go ahead and sack the Unwavering Initiate and Balm token to gain 2 life, bringing him back up to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got a couple of warriors. Probably going to see Charlie swinging in with his cat again. Probably both cats. Not sure. Maybe he'll hold off for the Lord. There's his Plague Belcher. So Plague Belcher, definitely a phenomenal card here. 3 mana, 5/4. Very aggressive. And that's kind of what Charlie needs here right now, is just a good couple of good strong swings to finish the game off here. So he does have to put 2 -1/-1 counters on a creature he controls. I foresee him probably targeting the Sacred Cat. Yep. Puts on the Sacred Cat, does kill the Sacred Cat, but then he can just pay his 1 white to bring the Sacred Cat right back.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he will do. Grab a token. Going back to Dan's board for a second, I don't think he has ever gotten any green sources yet.
He does not. If he did have a green source, that would be very good for him because he is holding the green cartouche.
Mm-hmm.
So at any point, finding a forest would help. He probably needs the forest. The Evolving Wilds that he plays just might be a little bit too slow. Here he does pick up a Monument, which doesn't particularly help him here because he doesn't have any creatures to cast. At least I think that's a Monument. Or no, actually that looks like a white card maybe. Is it an enchantment? I actually can't tell. Definitely looks like it's an artifact. And it didn't do anything on entry, so I'm assuming that it is the white monument. And here we have Charlie playing that Lord of the Accursed. Definitely buffing his team here. All we need is a Regal Cat and we'll see a swift repeat of the last game.
Dan's gonna untap, or tap one, and
As white for what I believe is the white trial.
we're gonna bring in one warrior.
Token. And gains a life, I guess.
And back to Charlie. Dan is building up some blockers, but still not really in a position to swing into Charlie's board state. I guess he has just opted to pass back.
It definitely makes sense for him to pass here. Charlie's board is progressively getting scarier as he draws these lords. He's kind of hoping to slowly be able to chip away at this board while thankfully gaining some life from this life linker here. Gains a little bit of life, keeps him in the game for a few more turns. But meanwhile, Charlie is just swimming in cards right now.
Looks like Charlie will swing out on this combat, just about.
Yeah, basically putting everything there. Trying to definitely finish the game off this turn, forcing Dan to block a little bit more than he would reasonably like to. So we're definitely going to see this 3-3 being thrown. Probably going to see the Warriors all blocking the Lord of the Accursed would be my guess. Though they could also just double trade with the lifelink, but it looks like that's not what's happening here.
Looks like they're deliberating over combat damage.
Yeah,
How
just
it'll be divided.
figuring out where the combat damage is all going, who's gaining how much life.
Definitely a
what the
lot of
cat's
moving
killing.
parts here.
Yeah, this is definitely a huge turn. Looks like the cats were traded with. That was traded with. Dan seems to have definitely come out ahead on this trade here. He does take 4 damage, dropping himself down to 4. But he's really still not in a good enough position to start swinging. And Charlie there plays Those Who Serve, vanilla 3 mana 2/4. Dan just really needs to pick up a green source for this card he's been holding the whole game. Does pick up Compulsory Rest and puts that on the Plague Belcher. Definitely going to take a lot of Charlie's steam away from him. So Charlie's contemplating whether or not to gain his 2 life here. He'll go ahead and pick up his card for turn. And Embalm a cat. I believe he still has a cat in there, I think. Or no, he has the return. Or is it return or finish? I don't remember. I think it's finish.
Looks like he's putting another swamp into play. Just deliberating over what to do in his combat. He looks like he lost a lot of creatures on that last combat step.
Yeah, I can't really say that I think that the attacks he made seem to be worth it, considering the result of the combat. But
and he's
swinging it again. Swinging with a little bit less this time. I'm still swinging out, but much less. Looks like everything's blocking the cat.
Now, those who serve as a
2/4.
2/4.
It's actually a 3/5 right now because of the Lord of the Accursed.
Right. And so that died, that those who serve?
Yeah, it looks like he did double block it.
Okay.
So he did definitely trade up into it, but Dan is now down to 2 here, and he's gonna go ahead and play the. He's gonna go ahead and play his split card and make a 2/2 zombie token, which will be a 3/3 because of the Lord of the Accursed. Charlie's swing is definitely not coming out ahead on the trades, but he is connecting. And he's only got to connect one more time, and the game is over. So,
Dan finally getting that. Is that green cartouche?
No, looks like he picked up another green card with no forests to play them with.
Yeah.
Is about what it looks like here. Looks like his hand here is Honored Hydra and the green cartouche. So he just taps out and passes, or untaps and passes. Gives it over to Charlie, who it looked like he picked up Liliana's Mastery, which is just gonna add insult to injury.
And there goes down the Liliana's Mastery.
So now we get 2 more zombies. They're all 4/4s. His Plague Belcher can't attack. So I actually foresee that he very well... he actually ran out of zombie tokens. Didn't have a 3rd zombie token to put down. I foresee Charlie just passing this turn and swinging with all of his zombies next turn would probably be my guess.
That would be my move also, I think, in that spot.
Though he could swing with just his... he's going to swing with his 4/4 and his Lord. He could swing with his 4/4. If he swings with the 4/4 zombie here, then he does force a trade from Dan. So there's no reason not to threaten lethal. Looks like he's going to threaten lethal twice. He's going to swing with the Lord as well. And so this lifelinker will block the Lord. He can actually just take the 4. It should drop him there. He's going to go ahead and block both. I'm going to say he could take the 4 and it would drop him to 1 after damage. But here we see 2 blocks here. So the Lord is dead. And Dan is going to 1. Yep, that's what I thought. Where he blocks with the lifelinker and goes to 1. I almost hope here that Charlie picks up the 2nd copy of the Scorched Desert that he has in his deck, just because the thought of him picking up the 2nd Scorched Desert and dropping him from 1 to 0 is really funny. That, or he also does play a 2nd Painful Lesson that he could target Dan with and kill him that way. So here we see him pick up, looks like he picked up a Plains.
Yeah, some kind of land.
Oh, it looks like the life total is incorrect. It looks like he's at 2, not at 1. But here we go, swinging with his three 3/3 zombies now, because the Lord of the Accursed was traded with. But 3/3 coming in. Definitely need to be blocked.
It looks like Charlie reminding Dan that those are 3s.
It's like Dan just barely holding on yet again. Taking the block with the life link, gaining enough life to go up to 4. And then he plays the camel supply caravan, I think is what it's called. But it's because he controls a tapped creature, he makes a 1/1 warrior with vigilance. Yet another way to get through here. And then Dan goes ahead and embalms Trueheart Duelist, I believe is what that one is. The one that can block 2 creatures, which might just buy him another turn. He's up to 2 again from the Anointer Priest, and Charlie picks up a Plains yet again. So he plays another Plains, still looks at his board, not much changes here. It looks like Charlie has played both of his Painful Lessons. I think I saw 2 in his graveyard. So here we go, Charlie just gonna go ahead and swing out with everything, trying to finish off the game here. Unfortunately, Dan doesn't actually have to block the 1/1 because he is at 2. So it looks like he blocks the camel, probably blocks the zombie. Looks like he is blocking everything. Block everything that you can, at least. The Trueheart Duelist blocking the warrior token.
Looks like
and he's playing that that another I can't remember what the name of it is, but it does it gives it +2/+2 and lifelink.
Right.
So that should make it a 6/6 lifelinker, I believe, which kills the supply caravan and gains him some life. Looks like the zombie dies.
It looks like both of Charlie's tokens die.
Definitely did not foresee this happening. Looks like Dan here has gained a whole lot of traction. Not sure.
Yeah,
there's his Evolving Wilds. Finally going to get that green source. He will happily throw that Evolving Wilds on the table and go find a forest. Now that these cards he's been holding for actually the entire game can be a little bit more useful. Now that he's pretty much dealt with the entire board.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are at just under 30 seconds here. Even though Charlie has looked strong throughout most of this match, Dan has really hung on and grinded it out, and they are about to go to time here on game 2.
It definitely proved me wrong here, Dan did. I definitely did not think he would be able to pull a game out without being the aggressor here, but he did play defensively the entire game. It looks like we are now in time here.
Yep. Make sure our boys downstairs know that we are to time and that they're going to get started on turns.
Alright, looks like Dan definitely in a very strong position now. There he is shows that Dan is now turn 2 on the timer here. And here we got Dan coming in with that Honored Hydra and swinging in hard. Should deal quite a bit of damage here. And it looks like, there we go, we have Dan actually winning the game in what looked like an impossible comeback. Charlie's board state was just so strong for so much of this game here, and Dan manages to expertly play through Charlie's board. After a couple of questionable attacks from Charlie, Dan was able to pick up the game.
Wow, yeah, that was good comeback there for Dan. And I guess that was a draw then.
Yeah, for the first time in Second Chance MTG history here, we have a draw. Not sure if we'll play a game 3.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe in a separate video, potentially.
Yeah. Both of our boys playing very strongly, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, thank you all for watching, and be sure to tune in next time for all of our future happenings here at Second Chance MTG. Have a good night.